Hello, Oinkers. I just finished up a theory review for my machine learning class, and while I have other stuff I need to get to today, I wanted to go through the Trello board because this list is long. I made a post a couple of days ago about the Trello board and how I view the updates and stuff. I pretty much just said, I'm busy. And I said, I see what you post, reports and suggestions. I have notifications on for reports and suggestions, and I will read the things that happen. If it's very quick denial, if it's something like, make me admin, I'll be like, no. And I'll contact the person directly. Otherwise, these things get directly logged to the Trello board. I don't have to look at them. Zaf doesn't have to look at them and then move them to the board. It's done automatically through magic that I started and then Zaf made better. And by magic, I mean if statement. And I do look at it frequently, because I use Trello for a lot of things, and it always has a little bubble next to Oincraft plans, and that's how I know the board's been updated. This is the best way for me to track issues. A lot of people have been... Ooh, there's a yellow line around this. Is that a new OBS feature? Oh my god, that's so cool. Whoa, that's dope. Okay, anyway, sorry. That's so cool. Okay, this is the best way for me to view changes. I get that people want to remind me of things, and I think that's okay. I just... Patience. That happened because 5 or 6 people had messaged me about individual issues, like, hey, reminding you of this, and it's like, I'm sorry, I've been busy, I know it's happening, and I hate saying that over and over again. So, anyway, I have some time, and I'm gonna go through the Trello board. I want to say, very quick on structure, very quick on why it is like it is. First things first, the Trello board is an organizational tool, right? And so when I sit down and I have time and I allocate that time to Oincraft, I say, okay, what am I going to work on right now? Well, we know factions is first priority, so I'm going to grab something from this list. And that's what I'm doing this week. I have so much time this week. I'm pumped for factions. The spawn is coming along great, and we're going to code like a madman. But there are times when I don't have either the mental space and or the time to sit down, open up my IDE, and commit time to it. Time is a construct and therefore a choice. I'm not going to go too far into that. We're already almost 3 minutes in. My point is, I go to this frequently and I organize it frequently. You can see there's stuff on Townie with enchantments, so that I know when I say, okay, I'm going to work on Townie today, boom, right here, I have the first stuff that I should work on. Issues always take precedence. Sometimes they should take more precedence in general. Anyway, this is just how I go through the reports and suggestions thing. Usually I start from the bottom because the stuff at the top is stuff I've seen before. Custom issue tracker on website. This is a suggestion that I really want to do. I haven't brought it to accepted or issues being worked on because we haven't had, I don't know. I want to keep the accepted suggestions list short. So, started from the bottom with the most recent things. I believe a lot of these are from Pika. Oink Learning. Well, this is Zeph. Relevant platform, both or none. It would be cool if Oink were to integrate some sort of educational sector. Cool. I love this idea. Zeph and I saw him report it and I messaged him. I was like, I love this idea. I'm going to move it to the top because I don't want to move it into accepted yet. I'd want to flesh it out a little bit more. It's kind of like a next plans thing, but I'm going to move it to the top just so it's there. Translation plugin. Okay, it's here. I don't plan on getting to this for a very long time though. That's why it's there. OT clan commands. Add owner would be nice to have in games, so not only the creator of a clan can invite people, but love this suggestion. OT clan list is a command actually. OT clan list is actually a command. There might not be any cuts in this because I just want to show you guys how I go through this. But I love the idea of adding an owner. I think as I have the code right now, owner is a true false value. So technically 2 owners coexisting isn't an issue. You just have to really trust that owner. I like this suggestion. I'm going to go ahead and take it and I'm going to move it over to Townie. If it's an enchantment related thing, I put enchant before it. I'm actually gonna put this above enchants because there's so many enchant related suggestions. And then I quickly look at this and I say, okay, well, this we're gonna do down here. Clan Command is great. The chess shop system and Magic Carpet are pretty equal in priority. But I do like the Clan Command. It wouldn't be too much of a bad fix. Next one, warp for town. If the town owner is okay, there could be a warp going to big towns. This has actually been brought up a few times by different people, specifically someone who wants to make a centralized town. And this is a broader idea in townies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just call this an idea. We're going to say primary towns. And the idea that kind of came up was like allow users to create collections of towns/shops and have a way so that if there are enough claims or perhaps enough, people in that town, they can create their own warp to it. Save. I'm going to go ahead and label it as a suggestion. And then what I'm going to do, thanks to Trello, we see this is called warp for town. Similar, related to, and then I'm going to go click on this button here, warp for town. Boom. Hit save, links straight to that card. However, I am going to archive the card because the idea is a larger idea, but I can still click on this. I can see the cards archived, but I can see all the related cards. Primary towns. The idea actually came up with player shops, so I'm going to move that right below the chess shop thing. Boom. Next one, being able to use AK in the tab list. I believe this is actually a feature I've disabled from Essentials. However, you can use /list and it will show anyone who is AFK by showing an AFK tag before that. So I'm going to go ahead and edit, copy, and I'm going to message Pika this real quick. They are the one who submitted the issue. Hey, I'm not going to show this on Discord. Regarding your suggestion about AFK in the tab list, I believe it might be a feature, but right now you can use /list to show whoever is online, and it has a small prefix in front of their name that says AFK. Oops. If they are not AFK. This is just not a very high priority issue or suggestion, and I'm going to archive it for now. Maybe in the future it could be useful, but there's an alternate version that I think is okay. Plus, tab list gets filled up with a lot of prefixes. So, spectating and running OITC game. I did see this, and I do like this issue. I really like this. For future minigames, I should really get an API planned out, which would incorporate this type of thing. As we make more minigames, I write arena code multiple times. And it's just API would make it so much easier. TP to depth. Okay, so I like the suggestion. Not gonna get to it right now. Faction is my main priority. If I ever want to sit down and work on minigames, right now there's a build my thing. It's my priority. But I sit down. Okay, all right, cool. We got these things when an OITC game is running. Okay, if they right click the sign, I'll write that down. Actually, no, might not be too hard to implement. Just if they right click the sign, we put them in a game, sort of, but in GM3, maybe new user state. This way, I read the thing, I get my brain a little flowing so that when I sit down, I can look at what I was thinking when I first read it. TP to death point in townie. When a player enters a townie portal, he gets teleported to his last death point. I'm going to say no to this one. You can use /back. You can use /back to get to your death. This command doesn't always work, but it should work with death all the time. The reason why I say no is because keep townie. Okay, this is gonna kind of long. If you're still watching, whatever. I'm gonna keep going. Keep inventories on. So you die somewhere. I want to say it's your responsibility to get back to that point. I see why this is useful, but I'm iffy on it. This is the kind of suggestion I am going to say no for now, but I like the general idea. This is the kind of suggestion that I like, and if it's brought up again in the future, we might do something with it. But for right now, I'm going to archive it and say no for now. And I'm going to go ahead and send this to Pika again. So also regarding the townie warp section, you can use /back to get to your death point. Going to say no for now just because it seems less priority and other things can take precedence. I don't know, part of me feels like it takes away from Minecraft a little bit in terms of finding where you died again. But also, you don't lose so much because keep inventories on. Build events. Build events would be good. Maybe, yeah, I'm gonna archive this. Build offs do happen. Cairo tried to run a Ruins one twice now, which unfortunately very few people signed up for and even fewer people participated in. And there's a reason why there's no winner because no one did anything. I'm gonna archive it. I'm gonna tell them again, regarding building events, we do have build offs from time to time. Right now, the person, Cairo, who runs those is currently organizing the faction spawn build. Maybe this summer would be a great time to run another one. This way, you know, sometimes if an issue's presented a lot, I would make a public claim and just say, here's all the issues that we decided to do or not do, but for now, we're just gonna do this. Townie weather, I did see this. I need to look into this more, so I'm gonna put this into accepted suggestions. Clearly it's an issue. I just can't, I can't write down and say, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's not this. I don't know why weather isn't enabled. I do nothing with weather in the plugin. So I'll have to look into that, ask more people. Anyway, OITC enhancement. I did this one. Make sure to do this while fixing the death. I did not do this while fixing the death. Do this while fixing the death, but the rest of these suggestions stands. Yeah, so I noticed that when I was playing the game, it was kind of like me, Becca, Cairo, and I think G Trainer was joining us. We're kind of like, hey, wait, is everyone in? Like, we have 3 people. Is everyone in? So it'd just be nice to, you know, when you join a game, so-and-so is already in the game, and then tell everyone, you know, Cairo has joined the game. Pet protection. Animal protection on tamed animals. I'm going to keep thinking on that one. It would obviously be a townie thing. We're going to move that. OITC event. Oh, I'm going to archive this. I did run that already once. I just didn't do the 420 to 520 one. I do have to reset the stats. Pet death messages. I did see that. I have to check whether that or not that's townie. So I'm gonna say issues being worked on because if I test on a local server and find that messages do show up, then it's not my problem. And I'll get back to Darth when okay, so I'm gonna write a note myself, test this on a local server with just oink townie. If they do show up, it's not townie interfering. Look into other plugs, question mark. Which is weird because it probably is townie, seeing as the death messages showed up before I did the feature with the dogs. Claim trust clans. Possibility to have another clan that will only trust on... Having the possibility to have another clan that will be only to trust on claims. To make the claims related to the clan... Like clan claims? This like a clan claiming system? Going to say no since the claim system isn't meant to be too in-depth. From what I understand, the suggestion is similar to what Factions does, and I want to say no just because claims are meant to be very person-specific. Claims, and I can never say this enough, and I know that it's not always going to stand. Regarding this one, claims aren't meant to be too in-depth. And this is very similar to Factions, although I do see what you are saying. Maybe another time for future plans. I can never say this enough, but claims aren't meant to be necessary. I wish people were just honest and didn't grief everything. Ugh, I hate it. I did not see this one. Don't remember it. Being able to create an event once a week per day that would show in chat and invite people to the event. The winner of the event would get a reward paid by the creator of the event that made a price as a reward. The command would be something like create event. The creator of the event would need to have the number. Oh, interesting. We do have event managers for this. We have event managers for these sorts of events. Although player-run events randomly might not be bad, the only thing I say to this is that we have event managers because coordinating with online players can often result in very few players. For now, I'll say no because I want to leave this one up to event managers. I'd rather coordinate different events if anyone has, you know. It's also something that would require, I guess, a lot of work in a sense to put this in. I like the idea that it's going for. I should have a back burner list, actually. I like the idea that's going here, but for now I'm gonna archive it because that's what event managers for doing it. Darth, I talked to you about this. I couldn't find anything. I'm gonna archive it. I'm gonna message him real quick. Just looking at your disappearing dogs issue. I know I couldn't find anything in the logs, but did you ever find anything more out about this or get it resolved? Report plugin. Add a plugin to report things in game with an easy utilization. I agree with this. Put that here. Yeah. Issues slash. I guess I'll put this in being worked on. I don't know why I should just name this accepted issues. Anyway, yeah, the report plugin on MC is good. We had Z-Warn for a while. I don't know if that had a rewarding thing in it. Anyway, this is we're probably gonna switch this back to top 5. I've already spoken to Kron about this or mentioned it when the issue came up. Archive webhook for website page. I believe this is the updates channel. Into the front of the website. Yeah. I'll just leave that at the bottom. Invalid hotbar selection. When you middle click a block to select it and you don't have it in your hotbar, you get kicked for a reason. Hacking? I'll put that into, I guess, being worked on because I have to look into that more. The parkour world will get its TLC soon. Enabling tile drops game room. It should be enabled. Maybe just in the redstone plots if possible. I'm gonna put that in the creative thing for now. Although this is a creative thing. Yeah, I think maybe we did disable it because it was causing a huge issue a while ago. Perm. Oh, this is the Bebsy thing I was asking about. He came online earlier today. And I asked him, hey, I remember seeing you in a report, but I forget. It's been happening for a few weeks now. So I'll go ahead and tag him in public. Mr. Guardian? Yeah. Hey, this is the issue I was asking you about earlier in game. Is this still an issue? So for now, I'll move it to issues being worked on. That's actually being worked on. And look at that, we're almost done. Keeping that, bring that there. I should have a separation card. Fix nether portals. Yeah. Oh, link to this. Is this Kairos? No. Yeah, this is tough. Cairo reported this as well. I'm gonna move this to Townie. We're just gonna put this here because entities don't transport between portals. Better sleep. I think a better sleep plugin would be just the speed of night while people are sleeping. For example, depending on the amount. Wait. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I remember 6.6 reported an issue that I really appreciated a while ago, the duplication thing. I think a better sleep plugin would be to adjust the speed of the night. I really like this. I really like this concept. Then maybe if 50% are sleeping, it goes by very quickly. And if 100% are sleeping, then it's instantaneous. That's a cool idea. I should probably make low, middle, and high priority tags for these cards, because now these worlds are so piling on. After factions is done and I work on the building minigame, I'm going to go through with the enchant things on Townie. Water and sponge glitches. Yeah, I saw the meme about this. I don't... all the water turns into source blocks and the sponge. I don't know how to rectify this. I guess I'll put it in creative for now to look into later. Mine world for Townie, have a mine world. People. This is true. There will be strip mines, but our community's not big enough for me to be truly concerned about this. I would focus on making your own base outside of things. So let's go ahead and look up 6.6. Hey, saw your suggestions. I love the one about the Townie better sleep speeding up time, and we'll definitely add that to Townie once factions is sorted. Regarding, what did I literally just archive? Mine World. The Mine World, oops. Mine World suggestion, I think it would be best to wait on that just because our community is quite small, and if you are near strip mines, it's a good chance you are either close to spawn and or close to someone's base. Although if it does end up being a persistent issue, it is not a bad idea to have a world that constantly resets. Just can be tough on server resources. Because think about it now, just a world that resets every week or so. It'd be pretty good. Custom enchantment's not working after anvil use. I remember this one. It's listed but it's not work. I remember that being a thing that I wanted to do. Anyway, pet protection. Right, I moved this. Protection on tamed animals. This would have to be a Townie suggestion. Oh, the Townie list is getting unruly. Okay, boom, done. And 22 minutes in, I have to call a friend of mine, but that's how I do this. I sit down for 15. It usually doesn't take this long. This has been such a stockpile of issues lately. So now, essentially, I say, okay, I'm gonna, factions is my main priority. We're gonna forget about that for just a moment. But now when I sit down, it's like, okay, these are the issues I know I can jump right into that people are genuinely concerned about. And these are the things I've thought are really cool that I want to implement soon. This is something that, excuse me, I'll leave up to Zaf. Natural language processing scares me. Knowing what I do about linguistics. I'm no genius, but I don't know. I'm scared of that. Tiny temp ban. Oh, this is a must. Because right now it's me manually editing permissions. This is an absolute must. This is an absolute must for mod tools within utils. So that's something I want to get to soon. Music for minigames. This is like a small plugin that's an idea for the future. So I'm going to move this to here. Essentially, you can play music while you play minigames, and it's just the jukebox and stuff. Channel categorization. I think I will do this fairly soon. Report plugin. We want to do music bot. Yeah, someone suggested this. I think we'll add Groovy pretty soon. Maybe get people to use the voice channels more, bot to resolve mod issues. Like this. Who made this? Was it me? No. I guess it came from someone. Parkour plugin. Yeah, I'm gonna archive this. Parkour world will get its love at some point. It needs its own plugin. It needs its own TLC. Stream video command. I remember adding that. This one I think would be cool to just allow people to broadcast their own videos and stuff. We might have to do the scary thing is I'm scared of people sharing inappropriate content, but links would have to be YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer because those are already verified. Anyway, that's about it. If you're hanging around, I hope you learned something for how I manage these issues or organize them. If you come to this Trello board, you can pretty much say that like these are the things that I want to get to first because they're either quick and easy or more urgent. These are This is why I want priority tags now, because, you know, factions is P1 right now. Let's go ahead and add a fire emoji. P1. That's priority 1. Townie things are going to be constant over time. We got so many things to work on. I think I'm going to jump into enchantments first. The factions info card, all of the worlds should have something like this, but they don't. But this would say something like, I'm going to tackle enchants first. These info cards are how I essentially organize the list within itself, because I don't want too many lists. Like, I don't want Townie in progress, Townie back burner. Anyway, I'm not even looking at the Trello board on the screen. Thank you for watching. Again, I hope you learned something. If you didn't see back for your suggestion or your feedback, I apologize. Feel free to reach out to me. If you go to the Trello board and you don't see something or whatever, feel free to put it back on there. I do this 2 or 3 times a week. This maybe once a week, but I look at the Trello board 2 to 3 times a week, and so I am reminded of the issues that are at hand, and I do get to them eventually. Especially now that I only have one last thing to go. This video's long enough. Thank you for watching. I hope this was introspective, cool, whatever. If you haven't already and you don't know what I'm talking about, join us at play.redstoneminecraft.com. Our website is www.redstoneminecraft.com or just redstoneminecraft.com. Link to our Discord's on there. I'd love to see you there. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, and as always, don't forget to stay awesome.